Control is something many people like to have. It gives them a sense of power and dominance over others, making them feel important. However, there are some individuals who seem to be immune to any form of control or manipulation. No matter how hard others try, they do not fit into the traditional alpha or beta male categories, making it difficult for others to understand their behavior. These individuals are known as Sigma males, living outside the social dominance hierarchy and marching to the beat of their own drum. While they may seem mysterious and hard to figure out, there are some clear reasons why Sigma males cannot be controlled. Here are 9 of them. Number 1. Above average thinking. When it comes to making decisions, Sigma males use their heads, not just their hearts. They're all about weighing the pros and cons, thinking things through logically before making a move. They're not easily swayed by emotional arguments or peer pressure. If something doesn't make sense to them on a practical level, good luck trying to convince them to go along with it. They need facts, evidence, and solid reasoning before they consider changing their stance on anything. This logical approach to life makes them super resistant to control tactics that rely on emotional manipulation or societal pressure. It's not that they don't have feelings, they just prefer to make decisions based on what they think rather than what they're supposed to feel according to others. This independence in thought really sets them apart and makes them tough to pin down or predict. They aren't going to do something just because everyone else is doing it or because they're told it's the right thing to do. They need to see the logic and reasoning behind it. This strong sense of individualism and rational thinking makes Sigma males virtually impossible to control. They won't fall into line just because everyone else is, making it challenging for others to manipulate or influence them. Number 2. Unmoved by opinions. Do you know how some people seem to change their opinions or behaviors based on what others think? They mold themselves to be accepted or liked by those around them. Well, Sigma males are not one of those people. They do not care about what others think or say about them. Their self-worth is not dependent on the opinions of others, making it impossible for anyone to control them through social pressure. They'll listen to different perspectives and consider them, but they won't change their stance or actions just to please someone else. This makes them unpredictable and difficult to convince, no matter how hard others try. While everyone else is busy trying to fit in or be accepted, these individuals are in their own world, doing their own thing. It's not about being rude or dismissive, they simply don't let others' opinions hold any power over them. They don't seek approval or validation, so they can't be controlled through the fear of disapproval. While some may see this as arrogant or stubborn, it's actually a sign of strong self-awareness and independence. Of course, this doesn't mean they don't value other people's opinions, they just won't let them dictate their own choices and actions. Number 3. Unpredictable behavior. While most people tend to follow the same patterns, Sigma males just don't play by the rules, making them a real wild card. When you think you've got them figured out, they'll surprise you every time with a twist. This unpredictability is another reason why you can't just put a leash on them. They might be kicking back and low-key one moment, then suddenly jumping into action the next. This isn't just about being random, it's a deliberate choice to live life on their terms, which keeps everyone else guessing. Sigma males don't stick to any rigid schedules and don't like being told what to do, so they'll often do things on their own terms and at their own pace. This makes them difficult to control or manipulate, as others can't anticipate their moves. They won't just follow orders without questioning them first, which can really throw off those used to being in control. This ability to think outside the box and take unexpected actions makes Sigma males really hard to control or influence. They'll do what they believe is right, regardless of what others expect. They are their own leaders and will only follow if it aligns with their own values and goals. This freedom to adapt and change according to their own internal compass rather than people's expectations makes them basically uncontrollable. It's like trying to predict the weather. Just when you think you know what's going to happen, it changes again. Number 4. Emotional detachment. Being emotionally detached doesn't mean being cold or heartless, it's more about having a strong sense of self that isn't easily influenced by external emotions or situations. This unique trait plays a crucial role in why Sigma males march to the beat of their own drum. When others might get caught up in the heat of the moment or swayed by the crowd's emotions, they remain clear-headed and focused. They view situations from a logical standpoint, making decisions based on what they think is best, not what others feel or want. This detachment allows them to stay true to their course, even in the face of strong social or emotional currents that might push lesser wills off track. It's not that they don't experience emotions, but they choose not to be ruled by them. They see emotions as information, not directives. Because of this, attempts to manipulate or control them using emotional appeals or pressure just don't work. They're able to step back, assess the situation, and react in a way that aligns with their own values and objectives. This level of emotional autonomy is why they're such free spirits, not easily confined by expectations. Number 5. Skeptical of authority. There's a contrast here that's hard to ignore. While most people see authority figures as guides or leaders to follow, those who fit the Sigma male archetype often view them with a healthy dose of skepticism. It's not about disrespect or defiance for the sake of causing trouble, it's just rooted in a deep belief in questioning everything rather than blindly following. Think about it this way: if you're used to taking everything at face value, the idea of constantly questioning authority might seem daunting, but for Sigma males, it's second nature. They're always asking why. Why should this person be followed? What makes their direction the right one? This constant questioning comes from a place of wanting to understand and make informed decisions rather than simply falling in line. This skepticism extends to all forms of authority, from societal norms and traditions to the workplace hierarchy. Sigma males push against the grain, challenging the status quo and asking for reasons behind every rule or command. It's this relentless pursuit of logic and understanding that often makes them seem uncontrollable from an outsider's perspective. But it's not about being uncontrollable, it's about not being controlled without reason. Sigma males need logic, reason, and understanding. Without these, any attempt to direct or command them is likely to fall flat. It's not stubbornness, it's a demand for respect and understanding. Number 6. Highly observant. Sigma males are often quiet and observant, taking in the world around them without actively participating. They notice everything, from body language to patterns and behavior. It's like they have a built-in radar for the smallest details. The kind that most people just walk by without seeing. They catch on quick when something's up, like if someone's trying to influence or push them in a certain direction. They're always a few steps ahead because they're paying attention to the things that slip by others. This gives them a big edge when it comes to staying true to themselves and not getting led around by others. They see the strings that try to pull them, and they're not about playing puppet. By noticing everything around them, they can avoid attempts to control them, making their own choices based on what they see with their own eyes, not what someone tells them should be seen. This sharp eye for detail enables them to make decisions based on a full picture, not just a piece of it. That's why trying to trick them or steer them without them noticing is pretty much impossible. They've already seen the play before it's even made. Number 7. Innate independence. While many crave a sense of belonging and seek to fit in with a group, Sigma males are comfortable with being on their own. They don't need external validation or the acceptance of others to feel complete. This innate independence is what makes them immune to control, as they're not driven by a desire to please or conform. While they have no problem socializing and being part of a community, they do not depend on it for their self-worth. This makes them less susceptible to external influence and manipulation. Many people see Sigmas as loners, but that's not necessarily the case. They may not have a large social circle, but they value deep and meaningful connections over superficial ones. They prefer quality over quantity, and this extends to their relationships as well. They're picky about who they let into their inner circle and don't have a problem cutting off those who try to control or manipulate them. This independence is also evident in their decision-making process. They don't rely on group consensus or external opinions, they just trust their own instincts and judgment. Number 8. Great adaptability. Contrary to what many people think, being highly adaptable doesn't mean you're easily controlled. In fact, for those who defy traditional categories like Sigma males, their adaptability is precisely what makes them so resistant to control. These individuals thrive on change, easily navigating through life's twists and turns without losing sight of who they are. They can blend into a variety of social settings, listen, learn, and then discreetly exit without leaving a trace. This chameleon-like capability is not a sign of weakness but strength. It's not about fitting in for the sake of acceptance, it's about examining, understanding, and sometimes taking advantage of situations while remaining true to their core beliefs and values. Given their knack for seeing changes and adapting accordingly, conventional methods of influence just don't stick. Try to box them in, and they'll find a new angle, a fresh perspective that keeps them one step ahead. This isn't just adaptability, it's a form of silent rebellion against being molded by external forces. Every attempt to control or predict their actions based on societal expectations is doomed to fail, not because they purposefully seek to oppose, but because their adaptability allows them to carve their own path one unexpected turn at a time. Number 9. Nonconformist nature. Being a nonconformist basically means you're not into following every rule or trend just because everyone else is doing it. And that's essentially the impression these individuals give off. They really value their independence and freedom, so when society tries to box them into certain roles or expectations, they're just not having it. It's not about being rebellious for the sake of being rebellious, they simply don't see the point in conforming to standards that don't make sense. Imagine being the type of person who questions everything. Why do we have to do things this way? Who says this is the right path for everyone? These questions are their constant companions. They're all about finding their own way in life, even if it means taking the road less traveled. This can really throw others for a loop, especially those who are comfortable within the boundaries set by society. The thing is, by choosing their own path, they automatically become harder to predict and control. If you can't guess what someone will do based on societal norms, how can you control them? This independence and self-guidance are what make them stand out. They're dancing to the beat of their own drum, not someone else's playlist. And that's why trying to control them using conventional methods is a lost cause. If you like this, please comment your opinion and also please like and subscribe to the channel.